No, we haven't. I think that's in the past, honestly. We're teammates now, and we have one goal. That's to win a championship. And, I'm coming in. I want to win a championship, too, and I'm pretty sure that's her main goal, too. So whatever I can do to help win a championship, that's the goal right now.
Pay attention to what just happened. Raven Johnson avoided answering a question about being teammates with Tammy Fagmanley after their 2023 championship game. She didn't hesitate and quickly changed the topic to focus on business. This is not just media training, it shows she knows exactly what story she doesn't want to create. This is also what makes the 2025 Indiana Fever different from other rebuilding teams in WNBA history. They didn't only pick talented players, they picked strong competitors who have already shown they can deal with pressure, handle conflict, and win at the highest level.
The standard is high. I mean, coming from a program like South Carolina, the standard was high there, but coming here, I was like, this is like me being at South Carolina. Like, the standard is so high, they want to win the national championship. I know they were talking about last season. It was like little mistakes that they did to get over that hump of winning, going over the aces. They were like talking about that in the locker room, and I was like, in my head, I was like, wow, it is about the little things. The coach is talking about discipline, remembering like little things, rebounding, boxing out, things like that. So I was like, wow, this sounds like Coach Staley. Like, she always talk about, it's always about the little things and details to win a national championship.
South Carolina's standard is very different from the Fever's standard, and Johnson points that out clearly. Dawn Staley's program has won 3 national titles because it focuses on small details most teams ignore, like rebounding, defensive positioning, and avoiding small mistakes that decide championships. Johnson says the Fever coaching staff is doing something similar by studying their loss to the Aces in the semifinals. That shows a championship mindset being built right now. While most rebuilding teams focus on patience and development, Indiana is focusing on the exact errors that stopped them from reaching the finals. They went 20-20 last season, made the playoffs for the first time since 2016, but were swept by Connecticut in the first round. Even then, the veterans aren't celebrating just making the playoffs, they are breaking down why they couldn't beat the Sun or challenge the Aces. That's the kind of standard Johnson has stepped into.
Clark, she was helping me through all the hard times. She was helping me. Like, I was like, what do I do here? Or like, where should I cut? Like, I was asking her a lot of questions, and I think with being a rookie and having a vet like that, you should ask questions that you want to know. And I think I asked her probably like 1,000 questions.
This is where the Caitlin Clark factor really matters. Johnson says she asked Clark a lot of questions yesterday, maybe even 1,000 about plays and rotations. That's important for 2 reasons. First, Clark is only in her 2nd season, so she isn't a long-time veteran. She is still close to the same learning stage Johnson is going through, which makes her advice more relatable and useful because she remembers what was confusing not long ago. Second, it shows how complex Indiana's offense is becoming. Johnson already played in a very advanced system at South Carolina, so if she's asking that many questions, it means the Fever are running more than simple plays like basic pick-and-rolls. They are building a detailed system that needs high basketball intelligence from both Johnson and Clark.
The fans are crazy. Like, they sell out the arena. I like to see things like that, especially when you see a lot of fans in the arena. I mean, you want to play for them because they sacrifice so much just to come to games, and sometimes they take off of work. So it's like little things like that. So I'm excited to play in this arena.
You can see Johnson's energy change when she talks about the crowd at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. She gets excited describing fans who pack the arena and even take time off work to come to games. That's not just media talk, it shows she understands she's joined one of the most exciting environments in the WNBA. The numbers support it too. Indiana averaged 17,035 fans per game in 2024, the highest in WNBA history, and led the league with over 340,000 total fans and 17 sellouts in 20 home games. These aren't just stats, they show a fan base that showed up even before the team started winning. That kind of energy is something Johnson can already feel in training camp. Compared to her college days at South Carolina, where around 12,000 fans filled Colonial Life Arena during championship seasons, she's now in a professional setting that feels even louder and more intense. It's rare in women's basketball for the pro atmosphere to feel bigger than college, but that's exactly what she's stepping into.
Honestly, I was telling my mom this, 2 days ago, I let go, let God. Like, I let God control everything, honestly. I used to, my sophomore, junior year, I used to stress about everything. Every little mistake I did, I used to stress about it, but now I just let go, let God. And if you make a mistake, just try to, don't dwell on those mistakes. Try to make it better. So I let go, let God. That's my motto.
Stands out about Johnson is her maturity compared to most rookies. Let go, let God isn't just a slogan for her, it reflects a real mental shift that many players only reach after a few years in the league. She admits that during her sophomore and junior years at South Carolina, she used to overthink every mistake, and that perfectionism sometimes made her play tighter instead of freer. Over time, she changed that mindset. Instead of trying to control everything, she learned to trust the process and focus on what she can do in the moment. That's a big reason she's handling the transition to the WNBA so well. At South Carolina, she played under huge pressure in 3 national championship games, where every possession mattered and every mistake was magnified. She learned how to carry that pressure without breaking under it while still keeping high standards. Now Indiana is adding that kind of mindset to a roster already featuring Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell.
About what that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think for lack of better terms, it's kind of a red shirt for rookies, and I'm super excited for the opportunity. I'm grateful that they even considered me to be in that position, so I think I'm just taking it one day at a time and really leaning into the process.
Scott?
Did you have any inclinations that people were interested in you during the drafts and all of that? And what was that like going?
Yeah, I did. We had a couple of Zooms with them. It kind of was just a waiting game and seeing where I was going to go. But again, like I said, I think I'm just super excited for this opportunity and taking it day by day.
How the first couple days of camp compared to your expectations?
Now let's talk about JC Sheldon, because the 10th overall pick is getting a bit overlooked in all the fever attention, and that's a mistake. When she talks about this opportunity, she describes it as kind of a red shirt for rookies, which shows she fully understands her role. Indiana used that pick on someone who doesn't need big minutes right away but brings strong winning experience from Ohio State. Sheldon has played in 2 national championship games, knows how to fit into a system, and can contribute without needing the ball all the time. That's smart roster building. Her body language in that response also says a lot. She looks calm, thankful, and focused. There's no sense of entitlement or frustration about possibly playing behind Mitchell or Clark. She's just locked in on development and growth. Players with that mindset usually handle their rookie year well and become real contributors by year 2.
Point shooter, I think in the past year or so is when I've been able to get in the paint pretty much.
Last one, Scott.
What's been important in your development?
I get to answer all the damn questions.
How you've increased that over the last.
Yeah, I think my development in my three-point shot is more mental. I think when I'm not worried about making shots is when I make my shots, and just doing other things to help improve my shot.
Here's what Sheldon is revealing about how teams see her. They view her mainly as a three-point shooter, and she's not fighting that label, she's accepting it. But she adds something more interesting. Her shooting is more mental than mechanical. She plays better when she isn't obsessing over making shots and instead focuses on helping in other ways first. That kind of awareness is rare for a rookie. When you think about Indiana's lineup, it starts to make sense. Clark runs the offense, Boston dominates inside, Mitchell attacks and creates off the dribble. Sheldon doesn't need to do any of that. Her job is simpler: space the floor, knock down open threes, and defend well. That clear role is what helps her stick in the league. Overall, Indiana went into the draft targeting very specific traits: defense, experience, and players who understand their role without needing constant touches. Johnson and Sheldon both fit that idea. It wasn't about picking the flashiest talent, it was about finding the right pieces for a team trying to take the next step toward contending.
Yeah, so I got on Zooms with a lot of teams. I honestly did not know where I was going. I was nervous at the table. I was like, I don't know what team's gonna pick me. But then my agent, they texted me before Indiana, the pick was coming up, and I was like, oh, they finna pick me, and I was excited. I was like, 10th pick, I was shocked. I was like, I'm a 10th pick. A lot of people can't say they're a 10th pick, so I was honestly shocked. I don't even know what was going through my head. I was just like, wow, I'm a 10th pick. So that was going through my head.
Back Elliot.
Everything went super fast from final fourth draft and now here. Have you had any time to process and know that right now you're debating